So I'm going to move then to the first question, which is from Adrian R. Thank you, sir. And he says, according to a study, 80% of women tend to select partners who are in the top 20% in terms of both attractiveness and social status. I'd like to see that study. Do you think this might be one of the reasons why so many young women are experiencing difficulties finding a partner? Again, I'd like to see that study. But anyway, I throw it out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that one of the biggest problems with the modern dating is that women are able to hook up with and go on dates with very attractive men. That is the sort of top 20%, or even like the top 10 or top 5% of men are now accessible through these apps. And just because women are able to go on dates and have a good time and laugh at this guy's jokes and whatever else that happens after that, they then think that that is what they are able to achieve, right? That's they have a inflated idea of their value on the dating market, so that when they come to trying to find a husband, they are looking for men of that quality. But unfortunately, the women are now that much older, and they're not looking for dates anymore. They're looking for a husband, and the kinds of men who are interested in marrying them are of much lower quality than the men who are interested in casual sex with them. So they don't understand that they have to settle, or they may consciously understand it, but may not be able to force themselves to go on dates with men who are inferior to the ones the chads they've been dating before. Go on, Ed.
Also, I mean, I was talking to a chap only today, and he was saying to me that he managed to game the system in various ways, like ensure that they always swipe. I've never used whatever way they swipe if they like you. What is it? Left? I've no idea. But anyway, what you should do if you're watching this is you shouldn't be using these apps. You should go to a pub like everybody else. But anyway, but the men have very low standards and they're very promiscuous, so they'll just shag anything unless it's like really rough. Like really
but they won't marry. They won't marry anyone, will they?
They won't marry it. They won't marry it, but they will. Yeah. They will insert their penis into it.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it's ridiculous if she thinks, oh, the fact that this barrister who's really good looking has shagged me means that no, you're not, love. You're just not ugly. It means you're not ugly. It means that
But the dating culture, I think, we have all of these rituals where women they're falling in love with these guys, in a sort of mild form. We don't use that kind of language, but the whole ritual of going on a date and the man spending money and perhaps buying gifts, it's giving the illusion that he really is interested in her in a romantic way, and that's why they have conversation, and that's why he's making her laugh, and all of these things are her. I understand. All of these things are making her think that this guy actually is interested in her personality and that he's interested in committing to her. No matter what she says, she's not expecting commitment. Or there's this whole ritual is to give the illusion of commitment when there is no commitment afterwards, and it's just a disappointment. And he doesn't call the next day.
I mean, there is the running theme of women get attached. If a man is showing her attention, then she's going to get attached and think that this is going to go further, when in actual fact, he just wants to get his leg over. So this just goes round and round in circles, because he'll just move on to the next one, she'll cry for a bit, and then she'll move on. So there is actually no dating really involved anymore. People don't have conversations. They don't, go to your pub, go down to your local cafe and actually meet people, talk to them. Don't sit on an app and have a conversation, because you can't get any emotions over in a message, right? You can't actually get to know a person over a text. People don't meet up to get to know each other anymore. They're getting to know each other is having a one-night stand and then moving on to the next one.
Anybody else got any thoughts on this?
So many, yeah.
I mean, I suppose I'll get in on this one. A concept that was recently introduced to me by our wonderful friend Red Hawk was the elimination of the a 1 to 10 scale of attractiveness, or 1 to 10 scale of will I get with this person. And taking that all off, he told me to look at it this way. You're either a 0 or you're a 1. You're either a wouldn't or you are a would. And you can hyperfixate on all of your negative qualities. It'll destroy you. It will make it so it is extremely hard to succeed. And my only advice to men who are struggling with this sort of thing is focus on the things that you can improve on. Maybe it's your height, maybe it's your looks, maybe it's this, that, or
on your height.
That's the thing. That's the thing. You can use other attributes to make yourself a would. Maybe you're a short guy and you make yourself a would. Yes, a woman would.
Not.
A woman would.
Sorry, right? Yeah. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the retro. Yeah, carry on.
Yeah, so there's many things you can work on. You can work on your socialization. You can work on maybe how much you go out and see the world. Obviously, I know it's a lot easier in certain places in the world. Where I'm from, I live in basically social isolation or social overwhelmingness. I live in the hellhole of suburbia.
Yeah.
So it's very.
I was thinking the only way you can work on your height is if you go into space, then obviously the air pressure is lower, and you'd grow, wouldn't you?
Well, I mean, yeah. If that's what the guy wants to hyperfixate on, I mean, it's his free will to do so. But I mean, there's many other things you can work on. Small talk. You can work on. Obviously, like your career. What are you going to provide this woman? And I honestly think that, playing the game with the, maybe God unfortunately rolled you a low number and you got set with a few bad attributes, but it's nothing that can't be overcome with a good set of willpower and a good mindset about the entire ordeal.
That's what I say to these men that go bald. Don't go bald. Have willpower. Keep your hair and don't go grey.
The good news is, I try not to give dating advice because I've had very little experience dating, and I'm a woman, and I've never had any experience dating a woman. But what I always think is
there's simps watching this that will send in good money if you talk about the experiences you've had dating a woman. Well,
my only advice is that the quality of conversation that men provide is so low. There's the art of seduction is completely lost on the vast majority of men. So these guys like Red Hawk, who've chatted up like hundreds of women. I haven't heard of
Red Hawk. Who is Red Hawk?
Red Pill Hawk is a YouTuber. He does Man's Hour, which is like the Mirror Universe Bizarro.
He's my best friend.
Hour. Bertie's best friend, yeah. Oh. And but the thing is that men don't talk to women. They don't get that skill set, and they have no idea what they're doing. Ed, you're very good at talking to women. I bet you'd be great on a date. But most
because that's weird. That's weird. Because when I was a sixth former, so my mum insisted on, because I went to an all boys school, and she insisted on sending me in the evenings once a week to the Polka Theatre in Wimbledon drama class, and almost everyone there was a girl. And so consequently, I continued dealing with girls post-primary school in a way that all my friends didn't. And then when the school was single sex, and then when the sixth form started, that was mixed with the local girls' Catholic school. And we had this inset day where this, charismatic speaker comes and says, I want you all to go and sit next to someone you've never spoken to before. As i.e. a girl, a boy, a girl, a boy. And there was this friend of mine, and he was so scared to sit next to a girl that he wouldn't move. He refused to move. And then we had to set up these pretend clubs. So I did a drama club, and there was a load of them set up a football club. I thought, what girls are going to join that? The point of this is for the girls and the boys to mix. Of course, none did. And so it was, but I did go through a period of in the sixth form of being nervous about talking to girls. But yeah, then you just, it's easy. It's just like talking to boys. But
I think what I find is that men don't know how to command a conversation. They don't know how to direct the conversation, how to tell funny anecdotes. They just ask really boring questions. I mean, not that many men have tried to chat me up, but what I find is that this is really the skill where
I tried to chat you up, but it was difficult because your baby and husband were there. And I really, in that pub, remember that pub stroke Chinese restaurant, and I really tried, but it just didn't work.
You flatter me.
The fact that your baby
no,
and husband were looking at me the whole time.
Yeah, but it's an area where you can improve yourself, and I really think it would help a lot. And women are just, if you can get in front of a woman, talking to her face, not talking to an app, but there, even the smallest amount of charm and charisma will be massively magnified, especially if she's drinking alcohol, right? You're going to come across so much better for having, that word confidence gets thrown around so much, but really it's just some conversation skills, some experience talking to women, and just a little bit of funny jokes. It's not that hard.
Yeah, it is a massive thing, just having communication skills in general. And I've come across this more than once, meeting some of Alex's friends who've never met me before, and they kind of sit there. A lot of them are either follow him online or they're part of the Steam scene. So they deal with steam engines. For Ed, who probably doesn't know, that's another story for another time. We look after steam engines.
Who is this fiance of yours? Alex what?
Alex, that Steam guy on Twitter. Quite literally, Alex, that Steam guy. Yeah. It's a short story. He's the chairman of a charity, and we look after and preserve steam engines.
I've got a number of times I've got the steam engine from Alton to Alresford in Hampshire and back, and that's quite fun.
Yeah. Very nice. So having Alex being able to talk to not just women, but having good communication skills in general. We are quite a large part of our community because of being part of the charity. We do just have to be able just to talk to people. And it is very much a man's world. And the amount of men who've just kind of come up to me and they don't know what to say. And it's like, just say hello. That's a good place to start. Say hello, and it will roll from there. As long as, most women, if not all women, will be able to talk to you. So if you can just talk to them, there's going to be a conversation there about anything. It doesn't matter what it's about. Just have the confidence just to go and talk to them, and don't be creepy about it. That's the main thing. Don't be weird. Just relax.
Don't smell their bicycle seat and then talk.
Yeah, exactly. Don't do that.
Impress them and then smell their bicycle seat. Does anyone have anything to add before to this, either Amy or Cal, before I move on to the next question?
I can't remember what the original question was now.
I know, that's the thing. That's the thing with talking to women. They're so illogical that it just meanders.
Spaghetti.
Okay.